Next is the affirmative re-cross-examination of negative. Turretinfan, you have 10 minutes to re-cross-examine Mr. Albrecht. You may begin when you're ready.
Okay, the quotation that you made from Basil, sorry to belabor this point, but what's the name of the work that it's taken from?
Don't have that open in front of me. Give me one moment, okay? I don't have it open in front of me. I want to say that it was, I had it open a moment ago when I read it. I want to say that it was, I believe it was a letter that was written to a certain individual. I believe it's quoted in another place as well. I'm sorry, I don't have that in front of me right now. I would have to, I have to go back to, open up my laptop that does have Logos again. That's where I searched for a little while ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have that open in front of me.
All right. The evidence that you presented is one thing. Well, what the scriptures say, what the Bible says about images, in Exodus, in Deuteronomy, do you agree that the scriptures say, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments."
No doubt, I completely agree. I think that I do believe that. I believe that
again,
is correct.
It reinforces that with additional prohibitions. In other words,
absolutely.
Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images.
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. Catholicism is totally against
that.
I'm
not asking about Catholicism. I'm asking about what the Scripture says.
Oh, absolutely. I'm simply saying that Catholicism is against idolatry.
Exodus 34:17 says, "Thou shalt make thee no molten gods." Correct?
That is correct.
And Leviticus 26:1 says, "You shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God."
Absolutely, I agree. I am totally against idolatry. I'll continue repeating it.
Well, I call what you do idolatry. I hope you understand.
Oh, I completely understand, and I think you're completely incorrect.
Condemn idolatry, and the fathers idolatry is the fact that the fathers condemn idolatry, if they mean what I mean by it, is just them agreeing with me, correct?
Oh, I would agree. Unfortunately, the fathers don't mean what you mean, because the fathers were able to distinguish between idolatry and between veneration of images. So I do not think that the early church, or even, as I said earlier, ancient Judaism, is on your side at all. I do agree.
Well, you didn't provide us with even one example of the fathers talking about venerating images, did you?
I think that I provided sufficient example. I think the proof in and itself just of Tertullian's proof, I think Basil's proof, I think Eusebius, I think
Tertullian's proof?
Absolutely.
You said he was a Montanist and unreliable on this topic.
Oh, I'm saying Tertullian's proof of the fact that churches had images within their worship. That is what I mean.
But the question was whether or not they venerate them, right?
My argument, as I said earlier, I don't remember if it was in my cross-examination or your cross-examination period, was definitely that they must have been venerated because of the object that they were on. That is my argument. So I do believe that I provided positive evidence.
You don't have the fathers saying that they venerated, right? So they didn't say that they venerated.
If you want to completely dismiss what Basil has said and what the work that I provided to you earlier.
What work I asked you what work that he.
Actually, I did say it when I opened my cross-examination period. I told you exactly where you could find it, and I also said where you could find it in the Logos work. I don't know what else you want me to do for you. I told you exactly where you could find it. I don't know what else you'd like me to do.
What are the words that Basil used? What's the quotation you gave from him? What did he say?
The exact words that Basil uses? Basil says, right here, "I receive also the holy apostles and prophets and martyrs. Their likenesses I revere and kiss with homage, for they are handed down from the holy apostles and are not forbidden, but on the contrary are painted in all our churches." So I think that is clear evidence.
Your assertion is that those are the exact words of Basil, not John of Damascus.
I have not read the exact translation in its original language, but I know a number of individuals that have quoted. I believe that John of Damascus quoted this from Basil. There are a number of individuals that have quoted this, and indeed it is from Schaff. It is listed in Basil's work. So, yes, I do believe it is from Basil. Definitely. It's also quoted in another father. I just don't remember exactly which work it is. But again, I can dig that up for you if you'd like. I believe Gregory of Nyssa, I want to say. No. Yeah, I believe Gregory of Nyssa as well quotes that.
Gregory of Nyssa quotes Basil?
I believe that Gregory makes similar expressions in his orations. I'm not sure exactly the number, but yes, that is correct. This is indeed
Gregory
from
of
Basil.
Nyssa is like the brother of Basil. You understand that, right?
Absolutely. Well, it can be argued that whether or not he was his actual brother, but yeah, you're correct. Many people did consider him his actual brother, but I don't know if he really was.
Okay. So your assertion is that he also quotes him on this kissing of the icons.
I believe he makes similar expressions, and just because even if he was his brother, I don't think that would go and dismiss what Basil has said here. I don't think just because they're close to each other, it would go ahead and dismiss the validity of a patristic citation.
Well, the point is not simply to dismiss it. I mean, I'm having trouble figuring out what work. When you fired off the reference, I wasn't able to catch what work it is that you have, and you don't seem to have written down anywhere that you can easily tell me what the work is. So I'm kind of, you quoted something from Schaff, page 567, or...
What I did write down was that this was in his oration Barlaam, but I did not write down the exact location. You can find it in the book.
Oration to whom?
Barlaam. But what I did do...
How do you spell that?
Barlaam. But what I did do is I did provide you I provided the exact location where you could find this in the Logos work, which I believe you do have. I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I don't typically give out what resources I have and don't have, but the oration to Barlaam is what was the work that you're citing?
That is the work that I marked down when I marked down the quotation. But right now in a break, when I looked up in the exact location, I don't believe that is the exact header within the electronic work. But I did give you the exact location where you could find it in Schaff. I apologize if you didn't catch that. But yes, that is one positive proof that I have put forth for the a patristic proof of the veneration of images.
Anything else besides this contested issue of Basil? Any other father talking about venerating?
Well, I don't know anybody who's contested this but you. I don't know anybody that has contested the validity of this work. So other than Basil, I would cite...
Which work? The validity of which work? How do you know that no one's contested? You don't even know what the work is.
Because before I put this down, I went ahead and I looked it up, and I found that this is written in Schaff. I went ahead and I found it cited by Bickham, and I went ahead and I found it cited as well by numerous Protestant authors. I didn't find one author contesting its validity. So I imagine that it's valid.
Tell me what the name of the work is.
I told you a little while ago. I apologize that you didn't listen to write it down, but if you want to go ahead and rewind the tape before the debate's over, you can hear that I did tell you exactly where it's located.
And aside from this one contested item, can you point me to any other father from 1 AD all the way until 300, which will exclude Basil, anyone in those centuries who talks about venerating an image?
In the sense of bowing down or kissing? Is that what you mean?
Any sense of venerating it?
No, I'm not aware of any other father other than Basil. From that early date, I'm aware of many fathers that mention images in churches and what have you, but writing specifically on this topic and going into detail, no, I'm not aware.
Even the quotation you just talked about just mentions kissing. correct?
Absolutely. He says that their likenesses I revere and kiss with homage, and then says that they are painted in all our churches. I think that is clear evidence of the fact that these images were not only venerated, but they were in all the churches in the time of Basil. And indeed, this is of course, this would be listed in the 4th century, Basil being one of the early fathers around that time period.
Are you saying that all our churches is the
Excuse me?
direct quote from him? Are you
Yeah.
saying that the all our churches is the direct quote?
Yes, I am saying that. He says that, and we are not forbidden in regards to the images. And he says, obviously in reference to giving them reverence. And then he says, but on the contrary, they are painted in all our churches. That is correct. He does say that. At least that is in Shaf.